Vinglish, Part 2. So you know that I have an aversion toward Vinglish, that is mixing English and Vietnamese.
I hate it, and I think you shouldn't do it, because it ain't cool.
I know that this is completely irrational and it's not my business, but I just got so irritated by how it has somehow become sort of like a norm in the way that we speak to each other on an everyday basis. You know, when they say, I can see deep đi mày. So I try to approach the problem the way that a doctor would. I think that if we can diagnose maybe the reasons why people English, we can hopefully find a way to curb that habit. You know what? I actually have a theory about that. I think we have a tendency to think in Vietnamese and then try to translate whatever we want to express in English while we speak. And that sort of creates a weird mixture of both languages.
Em chỉ tính là music ở nhà, tài năng và phong cách.
This is not a good habit to have, obviously, because it creates a lot of confusion and inaccuracy, grammatically speaking, and also weirdness, and a lot of time it just simply doesn't make sense. Now, I know that in Vietnamese, it seems to be completely normal to refer to yourself in third person. And apparently, the more famous you are, the bigger of a celebrity you are, then the more you seem to abuse it.
Harry có một cái Harry có một cái tự tin là ôi trời ơi, mặc như vậy là được rồi. Và Harry thích bản thân mình lắm, Harry yêu bản thân mình lắm.
However, this doesn't apply to English. And to demonstrate, just imagine me saying this. Hello everyone, Giang is currently at a lovely coffee shop called Honolulu Coffee. Giang is drinking a Hawaiian latte. The weather is fantastic and that makes Giang super happy. And Giang will continue referring to herself in third person, even though that makes Giang sound like 3 years old. And Giang simply an idiot. Giang doesn't care. I think we can all agree that that sounds more than a little weird. It's been forever since I last went here and forgot how funky it is. But anyways, back to English. It might not just stop at being weird. Sometimes it's just downright wrong, grammatically speaking. The weather affects my mood. Well, it's supposed to be the weather affects my mood. Affect and effect are literally one character apart, but they are two entirely different things. One is a noun, one is a verb. And people don't just get mixed up between nouns and verbs, but also adjective and adverbs. Like for example, it's incorrect to say speak confident. It's supposed to be speak confidently. And I guess the reason is because in Vietnamese, nouns and verbs and adjectives or any word types, they basically look the same, and it's perfectly fine for me to say
thời tiết ảnh hưởng tới việc trồng lúa ở đồng bằng Bắc Bộ. Ảnh hưởng của thời tiết tới việc trồng lúa ở đồng bằng Bắc Bộ. Thời tiết đối với việc trồng lúa ở đồng bằng Bắc Bộ là rất có ảnh hưởng.
But obviously, English is a lot more convoluted. So the last degree of English I want to touch upon in today's video, it's when you try to translate things from Vietnamese to English, and it just makes no sense. Being due to cultural differences. For example, everybody in Vietnam would understand what I mean when I say
bệnh thành tích.
But when this translated word by word to English,
Achievement disease.
What? A more common example would be the word
nhà quê. Countryside.
But if I just say, this girl speaks so countryside-ly, or this girl is so countryside, it's not just that it's awkward phrasing, but it's just overall ambiguous and unclear, and people would have a really hard time understanding you. The purpose of this video is not by any means to discourage your efforts in speaking and studying English, but more like to show you that the principles of Vietnamese and English are very different. That is just in principle. Obviously, there are a lot of exceptions. For example, people say all the time, oh, you did good, whereas technically supposed to be you did well. Or the term losing face. So yeah, language is not static, it's not maths. There's no magic formula that you can learn to master the whole thing, but there's always going to be nooks and crevices and hidden pockets and uncharted territory that you can discover, and that makes it so interesting. I don't know, it's so interesting to me. I hope that this video kind of showcases to you a little bit how interesting it can be to you too, so just get curious about it and time to understand you. Would you just fucking shut up the fucking crow?